Today I'm reviewing the TruthEar Zeros, and they come in this little box, and you can check out my unboxing video. I'll link to it up here. What was going to be a regular scientific audiophile review took a little bit of a twist when two of my favorite reviewers have completely opposite opinions of the TruthEar Zero. Amir over at Audio Science Review says this: you better go out and buy it. And Shar says this:
it's very plasticky in the upper treble, clearly not natural timbre.
So clearly one of them is wrong. The question is, which one? The answer is, they're both wrong. And they're both right. Wait, what politician wannabe wrote this script? Regardless, let me explain. At first I thought Amir was right. I took these out of the box and I started my first listening impressions, and they weren't bad. But unlike Amir, unlike Shar, I spent 600 hours listening to these, mostly with the great queen of the king of instruments, you guessed it, Diane Bish. What I first liked about these Zeros is that their response curve is very close to the Harman recommended curve. And at first, you're going to like these because not many IEMs match that curve without EQ. Now, personally, I don't really care too much about EQ because if a IEM or any headphone, it doesn't really matter, speaker, you name it, can produce sound at high volumes, at low distortion, I can EQ it to my liking. The key is high volumes at low distortion. And this is where Shar is correct. There's something just off with the tonality. Now, it's not that it's not hitting the response curve. So I think the best thing I can do is give you a quick representation of the issue.
The bow.
So hopefully that great demonstration by Jacqueline Kim on music, and you should subscribe to her page, lets you know the difference between the same note being played differently. And that's the issue with the xCrinicle Zeros. They play the same notes as the music, but doesn't quite sound the same. It's just a little bit wrong. And the problem is,
kids these days,
because you guys care about one thing: wireless earbuds. And the market for these Zeros is dwindling. And at under $50, you're not just hitting a price target, you're hitting a price target for a dwindling market where everyone wants their super wireless earbuds. Doesn't matter what they sound like as long as they're wireless and they charge. So I put the blame squarely on you, the viewers, for not buying more wired earbuds. Well, there's a lot more to say about these TruthEar by xCrinicle Zeros. They look pretty cool. They have all the standard stuff inside the box to fit your ear, and they do hit that response curve. And right out of the box, under 50 bucks, they sound pretty decent. To do a few comparisons, the Zeros definitely sound better than the Moondrop Chews. Now, Moondrop Chews are 20 bucks, but they're not even worth it because there's just zero bass there, and EQing them up does cause distortion, especially at significantly higher volumes. So don't even buy the Moondrop Chews, but definitely I would try out these Zeros. Where the Zeros fail, not just on the demonstration I showed you earlier, and I'm not going to go as far as Sharer with his dislike for the tonality. I think the tonality is better than he represented, but I think he was just so disappointed. I think he was really expecting these to be the end-all, holy grail, never have to buy another pair of IEMs, and that's not what he got, and that's not what you're going to get. They also lack the ability to create a very large sound stage. So when you listen to Diane Bish in a cathedral setting, you're expecting to be at a cathedral like Notre Dame or wherever she's recording from, and you're not going to get that. You're going to get like a small cathedral setting. It creates a sound stage, just not as big and vast as Diane Bish demands. I think another important point here is they're hitting a price point of under $50. And I usually don't like to bring price into the equation, because as an audiophile, we shouldn't really care about price. We should just care about getting the best reproduction possible. And under $50, I will make the statement that I have not heard a better IEM under $50. But it's also the reason why I don't drive a car that's under $20,000, even if it's the best car under $20,000. Because the best car under $20,000 is still not going to be close to as good as a Honda Accord or a Toyota Camry. So you can have the best IEMs under $50, but they're not the best IEMs by a long shot. It's best to think about the TruthEar Zeros as a one-trick pony. They hit their response curve. They did the one thing they were supposed to do. And that's how they were manufactured. And for this price point, excellent. They did that one piece correctly. But they're not the whole package. Think of it like this. You're a student. You study really, really hard. And you apply to top colleges, Harvard, Yale, Princeton. And then this moment happens.
Now to see if I got into the college I applied to. Here we go, the email.
You're not a well-rounded student. You hit one thing. You did the one thing you were told to do. And that for these zeros is hit that price target and that response curve. But soundstage, overall tonality, and creating just that richness in music, not with these parts. That's the key here. I bet you if we took the same engineers and created the same IEM using much more expensive parts, say instead of $2 or $3, I don't know what the total cost of parts are on these things, but say you went up to 25 or $30, and then you have to throw a $400 price tag on these. These may be the cat's meow at that point. So at this price target, no, they're not the best, and they're not the end-all be-all. But I do recommend them if you're not a big IEM fan. If you are a big IEM fan, well, there's better products out there, and you can go to Shower's page and he'll tell you what he likes, and I will eventually tell you what I like, but I haven't actually done that yet. Stay tuned.